this. Meanwhile, California becoming the first state in the nation to ban law enforcement officers from covering their faces in the field.
Madeleine Rivera is live in Washington with the latest. Good morning, Maddie.
Good morning. This comes as the Trump administration ramps up its immigration crackdown. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a number of bills to push back against the president, and one of them is that law prohibiting law enforcement officers from wearing masks while carrying out their duties. Newsom says concealing their identities allows government agents to avoid public accountability.
It's like a dystopian sci-fi movie. Unmarked cars. People in masks, people quite literally disappearing, no due process, no rights. This is a disgrace. This is an outrage, what we have allowed to happen in this country. ICE, unmasked. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of?
LA Mayor Karen Bass is praising the state's lawmakers.
What I'm so proud of in our city is that we have legislative resistance, we have resistance from local government and state government, and we have resistance on the streets. And I look forward to the day that we no longer have to protect ourselves and fight our own government.
Trump administration officials say the masks help keep agents safe as they do their jobs. DHS says there's been a 1,000% increase in assaults against ICE agents. And then there's the question of whether Newsom's ban will survive legal muster. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin says on X, good news for Americans and public safety. ICE and DHS law enforcement are part of the federal government. We don't need to abide by this garbage. The acting U.S. attorney for Central California says something to the same extent. He says the state has no jurisdiction over the federal government and that it must go through Congress to regulate agents. So he says Newsom's new law won't have an effect on the administration's operations. Charlie, Rachel, and Griff.
Thank you, Maddie.
Thanks, Maddie.
So Gavin Newsom asked, what are you afraid of? Well, I'll tell you what they're afraid of. They're afraid of dying. Yeah. They're afraid of being doxxed. They're afraid of their families also being in danger. I remember interviewing Border Patrol spouses who said how afraid they were on the border. Imagine being an ICE, with the cartels and other people, going after them. Imagine being ICE, you don't have a mask, they find out through facial recognition who you are, and they come after you because it's not necessarily even the illegal immigrants. It's these radical groups that are paid for by God knows who are violent. Look at that, Antifa and other radical leftist groups. That is what they are afraid of. And by the way, Karen Bass, the mayor of L.A., I mean, the gall of this woman after she allowed her city to burn, didn't prepare for fires, and now she's fighting law enforcement, taking criminals off her streets.
Yeah. To your point, Rachel, it's so important to point out in the remarks that Bass made, and Maddie didn't play that soundbite, but there was one line that stood out. She said that the federal government wants to normalize the, quote, hunting of Latinos. She is trying to create a narrative that does not exist out there.
That's
and the U.S. attorney out there in California, Bill Saley, is trying to support his law enforcement officers. But that number, by the way, of 1,000% increase in assaults, that number is way higher. I've talked to the acting director of ICE, Todd Lyons. He says it's way higher, but yet it isn't stopping his men and women from going out every day in these sanctuary cities like California, New York, Massachusetts, Illinois, and trying to remove who? Not innocent people, not people that have a right to be here, but violent, criminal, illegal aliens. And the phrase of hunting Latinos, the federal government's trying to normalize it, is just simply inaccurate.
So, I mean, I'm deeply uncomfortable with the idea of police officers wearing face masks. But this is, of course, a foreign invasion, which puts it in a completely different category. And everything they have done is exacerbating the situation and making it worse. The reason that these ICE agents have to do it is because of exactly that kind of rhetoric. Yes. And it endangers their lives, and their families are getting doxxed because of what Gavin Newsom and Mayor Bass.
Did you notice that the guys on top of the car are wearing like scarves around their faces, and so they're covered up?
Just to your point about the mask, and I understand your sentiment, Charlie, but let me just also say, and I've been on these raids. I was in the first few days of Midway Blitz in Chicago. Every ICE officer and law enforcement that I've been out with and seen in any of these arrests, they are covering their faces because there is a nationwide coordinated effort to dox them, as Rachel said, but yet they are identifiable because you see on their chest, ICE, HSI. They're identifying themselves when they go and do these arrests.
It's a good point. It's a really good point, Griff.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.